The EIB Election Hub. Expect more.
Yeah, welcome back, and that was Benefson's countdown to the elections. Of course, if you tune into GH today, tomorrow, you can catch the new edition or the latest episode with Beswa and Kafui Day, and then you get to see the repeat on State of Affairs later in the evening. Remember, this program is streaming live on gh1tv.com. And just to remind you that if you want to be part of the discussion, feel free, contribute as much as you can. It's happening on social media, especially Twitter, and my handle there is the Nanaba, or you can follow our account GH1TV or State of Affairs and leave your messages or your contributions using the hashtag State of Affairs. When we come back, of course, we're talking about that order that the Attorney General must release unconditionally the contract documents on the controversial Smarties Bus rebranding deal. Do stay with us. We'll be discussing it with Abraham Amaliba, who's a member of the NDC legal team, and also Justice Joe Appiah, the Honorable Member of Parliament for Ablekuma North constituency. Do stay with us.
Say a fridge chilia and when the other bashim be an emanator fresh. High sense fridge there, should I am Africa for entry current way a bone no by chair. Share ya yin ya ankasa tabletop, single door, side by side, double door, Nini never has it. Mausika hontono. Piao dum so fridge that than a think tank. Never. What's a high sense fridge? You have 5 years warranty. And one of the only dada on the low. Every 1st April, 18th, super hot discount. Pura high sense shop biao. Me say catch you say Madam High Sense. Menam suma. You better swama. Say who? Afi frame 0302 550000. High Sense. Everyday prices for everyday people.
Airtel Ghana, in partnership with TEDx Accra, brings you
the biggest platform for ideas worth spreading, provides the opportunities for dreamers, thinkers, innovators, and doers to share and absorb ideas with the necessary audiences in Accra and beyond. It was the next chapter in 2015. Now, rethink in 2016. What is your priority? What are our priorities as a country? From 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on 23rd April 2016, right here at the National Theatre, we would engage you in rethinking our priorities as a country.
Visit any Airtel shop for your tickets now, or just dial *500# to buy via Airtel Money. You can also buy on www.egotickets.com. Find out more on www.tedxaccra.org or on Facebook at TEDx Accra. And follow us on Twitter at TEDx Accra GH. Call us on 056 1100 for answers to your questions.
TEDx Accra 2016, powered by Airtel, the smartphone network.
This is former President J.J. Rawlings, and you're watching State of Affairs. This is former President J.J. Rawlings, and you're watching State of Affairs on GH1.
Yeah, welcome back to the show. This is State of Affairs. Join the discussion on social media using the hashtag state of affairs, and your contributions will be welcome. Yes, tonight we're discussing the order from the court that the Attorney General release unconditionally the contract documents on the controversial Smarties bus rebranding deal. And you remember, Smarties dominated the headlines a few months ago when it became public that they had overbilled government to the tune of about in a 3.6 million deal meant to brand 116 Metro Mass transit buses. The overpricing came to the tune of about 1.9. Eventually, she was made to pay 1.6 million back. We understand she has repaid the monies. Well, joining me tonight in the studio is Justice Joe Appiah. He's the Honourable Member of Parliament for Ablekuma North constituency here in the Greater Accra region. Good to have you on the show, Honourable Member of Parliament. And also Lawyer Abraham Amaliba, member of the NDC legal team. It's good to see you again,
Thanks
Mr.
for
Amaliba.
having me, yes.
Yeah. It's the second time in 2 weeks, right?
That's so.
Yeah. Anyway, it's good to have you once again. Yeah. Right, so I'll come to you first, Honourable Member of Parliament for Ablekuma North, because we know very well how the details of this scandal came out through the work. I mean, a lot of work that your minority leader, your leader in Parliament, put in to do this expose. Now, we are being told that government must make the details public. It is something the NPP has been asking for. Occupy Ghana asked for it. This group that went to court also asked for it. So finally, the light will be thrown on the matter.
Yeah, I think it's in the right direction. These are questions Ghanaians should be asking about the rebranding, and also if there's value for money when such investments are made. I think Ghanaians want to know if there's value for money. In fact, last year, October, I made an appeal to bring the Minister for Transportation to the floor of the House to answer questions about the Metro Mass Transit transport, the problem that they are facing in terms of caliper, brake bands, batteries. They were lacking all these amenities, and 400 buses were grounded. And I asked the minister what is the problem that is causing all these buses being grounded. And she wasn't able to tell me giving us any tangible result at the floor of the House. And in fact, it was very worrisome. Later we heard that $1 million, that is 3.6 million Ghana cedis, has been invested in rebranding these vehicles, these 160 vehicles. One may ask, is there value for money? If these monies were used to buy, if these monies, were used to purchase these car batteries, car tires, calipers, brake calipers, even starters, we could have at least brought 400 buses on the road to bring some money. This is value for money. And Ghanaians want to know why this had happened. So it's a very good idea, the AG and the court. Of course, the court is coming out with this. And Ghanaians will see the recklessness, the indiscipline, the wanton dissipation of the taxpayers' money that's being spent just unnecessarily. Because this is recklessness in the highest order. That $1 million could be used to bring on board 400 buses that have been broken down. But they chose to use this money for just ordinary branding. If it is your business, you wouldn't have done that. Ghanaians are asking, is there value for money? That is all. So I'm very happy this is coming on, and Ghanaians will digest the whole thing and get the truth out of it.
Mr. Maleba.
Yes, the court ruling did not say that the government was reckless. It did not say that the government did not provide, or the acquisition of the buses or the branding of the buses did not provide value for money. The court did not say that. Citizens Ghana, or what's the name of that group, went to court, and all that they asked for was that they wanted a full disclosure of the contract between Ghana and Smarties. That is the state and Smarties. The court made a ruling that, first and foremost, they are entitled to that information, but any time that citizens request for such information, the state should indicate whether it can give them the information or not, and indicate why it cannot give them the information. If it's about national security, they should state it. If it's about the fact that if they give out the information, it will affect public morality, they must state it. And if it is that it borders on public safety, they must state it. So it is not like it's blanket. It's just that if you request for information, the state must consider whether this information is such that if you provide the information, it will affect national security or not. You have 14 days within which to do that, to inform the citizens, those who are requesting for it. But if it is something which does not border on national security, you are obliged to provide the information. I think that this is a feather in the cap of our democratic processes. For the time being, we are waiting for the right to information bill to be passed. This court ruling is sort of providing, at least for the people of this country, an opportunity to have their governments provide them with information while we wait for the right to information bill to be passed. I can only say that the decision for now would represent the right to information for the people of Ghana, and that it has become law until the Attorney General decides to appeal against it. So, yes, it has gone a long way to, broaden our democratic space and also empower citizens to hold governments accountable. But nowhere in the ruling did they say that government was reckless and that government did not provide value for money.
Well, but if a company overpriced a deal by about 1.9 million cedis and we didn't notice that there was some overpricing in there, what kind of due diligence did we do?
I just want to say that the issue of due diligence was not part of the court decision. I know,
yes. Because when he talks about recklessness, he's talking about how we didn't notice early, because it doesn't go through one person. It goes through a lot of processes. So how did we not notice from the beginning that there has been an overpricing in there somewhere?
Nanaba,
yes.
There is no way that you can have a system which is foolproof. There's no way. If that were the case, 9/11 wouldn't have happened in the US with all their military might. There's no way that no matter how you put in structures, some people will not slip through. But the question is, when you discover that something has gone wrong, what do you do? As we speak today, those monies have been recovered. The excess payment...
We haven't been shown any proof.
Oh, you want proof of what?
That it's been paid. I mean, isn't it?
Make a request, and it will be given to you. Make a request to the Minister of Finance, asking him that you want... This case has opened the Pandora's box. So make a request, and ask the Minister of Finance, you want proof of it. But my point is this, that if you discover that some wrong is being committed, what do you do? As a government, we'll be able to retrieve some monies back to the national coffers. And that, for me, is better than if probably we had not discovered it later on and that people were allowed to go through. Now, as I speak, monies have been recovered and it has gone back to the national coffers. So, for me, that is what a responsible government should do, to retrieve the money, and that has been done.
And people go scot-free.
What? Look, between retrieving the money and putting people in jail, which is beneficial to the people of Ghana?
Well, both.
Which is beneficial to people of Ghana?
Both. One serves as a deterrent. One ensures sanity prevails.
But you see, I have argued with you on this matter before.
I know.
And I have told you that if crime has not been committed, how do you punish people for it? So a contract is entered into voluntarily.
No wrong has been done here.
No. You come to give me your price. I look at it. It's a contract. You did not coerce me to enter into the contract.
Right.
You inflate the amount. I didn't know at the time. I entered. There's no criminality in this.
Okay.
But when I discover that you overprice me, I can go back to the contract and review the contract and say, no, you overpriced me. Give me back my money.
Okay. And nothing else can be done.
What is the crime in it?
No, I'm asking you. You are the lawyer here.
There's no crime in it.
There's no crime.
It is a contract.
Nothing at all.
It's a contract. People enter into contract voluntarily.
Okay.
So if you bring your price and I decide to agree to go into a contract with you, what crime have you committed? For doing what?
Before I go to Honorable Joe up here, I want to ask you just one simple question. How many bids did we receive for this bus branding? Because through that, we would have known if the price, for instance, for this particular deal was too much.
Nanaba,
how many bids did we receive? Are you aware?
You are good. You are asking me a question as if I was part of
because
the procurement.
You speak for the government.
I was part of the procurement processes.
No. You don't necessarily have to be part to know this information.
Normally, the general practice is that you receive bids from people, and then you zero in on one. So when you zero in on one, that is the contract you've entered between you and that person. So clearly, there would have been other bids.
There would have been clearly we
bids.
have not been told how many bids were received.
So,
we should ask.
Go for the information,
okay,
and it will be given to you.
Honorable.
You see, Danama, if it is your business, you wouldn't have done that. We're talking of the taxpayers' money. We're talking about the taxpayers' money of $1 million US. That is 3.6 million Ghana cedis. What are we talking about? Is there value for money for rebranding these vehicles? Why we don't have calipers, we don't have brake bands, we don't have batteries, we don't have car ties for 400 buses? What are we talking about? This is wanton dissipation of the taxpayers' money. Was there due diligence? This is creativity. One should be very creative to protect the public purse. If it is your business, you have to put 400 buses on the road, buy spare parts, so that Ghanaians will see that there's value for money. I just don't go in for branding. No, please. I don't know. I can't.
You don't think the branding is serving any purpose?
What purpose is it serving? 400 buses are being granted there, and they're not working. And you are telling me that even the process leading to the procurement process was even wrong. Apart from that, was there value for money? $1 million US to bring 400 buses on road, and you are sitting here telling us you are justifying it? No. Ghanaians would not forgive such deals. We want policies that can liberate the ordinary Ghanaian. We want policies that can create wealth and job for the people of this country. This is what the ordinary Ghanaian want to know, but not to tell us that these are justifiable. It is not justified, my sister. We have to be very pragmatic. We have to make sure the public purse is used judiciously. The wanton dissipation of our public purse must stop. This is what we are all talking about.
Mr. Maliba, you want to come in here?
There is a decision taken to brand our buses. That decision
was it the most important thing to do at the time?
That decision is taken by people who have been entrusted with the resources of this country.
Okay, but he talks about buses that have broken down.
Yeah, it's there now.
No, let me finish with that. Now, the essence of the bus branding is to inculcate into our youth a sense of nationality, a sense of nationhood, by showing the pictures of our ex-presidents, and probably that would encourage our citizens to be nationalistic.
Have we achieved anything with that, though? I mean, it remains to be seen. We probably have to do some research to find out if it's really achieved that purpose.
Good. You may disagree with the modus operandi of trying to inculcate a sense of nationhood to the people, but that was the idea behind it.
It wasn't an idea to promote the president.
But somebody too is being promoted.
Who?
Nanado is being promoted.
Where?
His father is there. Isn't he?
Is Nanado his father?
Is he not the one who has been saying that his father has been president, so he also will become president? So now people all know that
if I've heard him say that he wants to be president because his father has been president.
You've not heard Nanado? He has a right to the presidency.
I haven't heard him
So his father is
that.
there. So people will now know that,
He's not his father.
The father. People will say, the man's father was a president, so let's vote for him. So he too is being promoted. Now, the point is...
This is disconnected.
It's connected.
It is totally
I am not talking about somebody's father, Nanado's father, who also was once a president of this country, and so it's connected. But if buses are not functioning and that they are grounded, there is always this mechanism where buses are repaired and brought back into the system. He's telling me that there are no mechanics working on those buses. He can't say that. Once you use buses, they will break down.
Well, he
when
says
they
need batteries, parts, is it calipers?
In fact, we have been
Caliper.
providing them.
Sure
We have been providing those buses with spare parts, and that's why they always come back into the system.
But he said 400 of them.
Are you the minister?
You want me to believe him? Oh, somebody who has an interest in this matter.
Well, why would he lie about
no,
it?
he wants to
Especially
paint
when he says
he wants to paint
I brought the minister for the house.
He wants to paint the ministry black.
No, but I brought the mother.
Yes.
The minister himself came to the front of the.
And when
so
the
what
minister,
are you talking about?
So when the minister came, he didn't say that.
So if it is your business, will you do that?
No, when the minister
if
came,
you have foreign
when the minister came,
and you take
when the minister came to the house, he didn't say that these buses are being repaired. He didn't tell you that. You see?
No.
And that cannot be true.
You see?
Because
you are not there.
You were not there.
You are not there.
No. He has an interest.
But you won't take his word for it.
I won't take it. He has an interest to paint the minister black. I know that there is what is it? Mechanics within the system who work on these buses when they break down. And some of these buses have come back onto the road after the repairs. So if some are broken, it is expected. Your car breaks down. And when it breaks down, you fix it. There are mechanics.
If you don't have the means and the wherewithal to fix it, how do you fix it?
I'm saying that those that have broken down, some have come back into the system. They repair them as and when it is required. And they will provide those parts. Yes. Now, if you have buses already in the system, sometimes they even allow the old ones to be used as spare parts. You know that. They will use the old ones as spare parts for the new ones coming. So it depends on what the policy is. But I am aware that those that are broken down, they repair them and they come back into the system.
Okay.
That is done.
Honorable Justice Joe Appiah, I'll let you comment on his response in a tad. But this hullabaloo about the bus branding, it's not the first time we are branding buses in this country. You had the same thing 8 years ago, Ghana then and now.
Yeah, we didn't do that kind of business.
What do you mean that kind of business? You mean you didn't?
It
was not overpriced. So the branding is okay. I mean, let me get it right. Is it the cost of the branding?
Apart from the overpricing, Alaba is saying it gives a sense of nationality by the youth.
Yeah.
Our citizens to be nationalistic.
Yeah. A sense of patriotism.
A sense of patriotism.
Yeah.
That is good. Let me tell you, Nanama, if it is your business, being the minister for roads and transport, or minister for transportation, you have all the responsibilities and the MMT is under your care. And you just go to the yard and see these buses that are packed without caliper, brake band, within that period. Nanama, what will you do? You need this money to buy spare parts, to put this bus on road.
But he says as and when it becomes necessary, the buses are fixed.
No, they are there.
Go
there.
The over 400, the 400 you mentioned.
Most of them are, it is still there.
So they have not, they haven't been
400.
fixed.
Not even here. But let me tell you, he's talking about the youth. The youth unemployment in this country, it is unprecedented in Ghana's history.
Okay. But
let me make my point.
The youth were unemployed during your time.
It is not true.
Who told you? Your time there was no youth unemployment.
Your time there was no youth unemployment. Let me make my point. You say the sense of nationality by the youth and our citizens to be nationalistic. They are hungry, you are telling them to be nationalistic?
Yes.
Oh, yes. If it is you, will you invest in such business?
Ask for what
they are hungry. They are visiting bed houses. I saw this other youth. They are visiting the bed houses, gambling. Some are in prostitution. They are not working. Some of them have their master's degree. They are at home. They are not working. And you are telling me the sense of nationalistic. These children are going on empty stomachs. At the end of the day, the ordinary Ghanaian don't believe in the big economic English, the GDP, and the micro and the macro stability. At least 2 square meals a day to pay for their school. At least to get a job to do.
Okay.
Now these youth are at bed houses. gambling, some are doing serious prostitution.
Honorable,
And you are telling me that shalistic?
I will go back to the question.
Jesus
Hold
Christ.
on.
So, my brother, let us be realistic.
Mr. Maliba, hold on a second. Let me go back to the question I asked you earlier. What exactly is the NPP's problem with the branding of the bus? Is it the cost or the idea of branding the bus?
It is the recklessness of the taxpayers' money.
No, but you branded buses as well.
What did we do?
The Ghana Then and Now, wasn't it branding?
Ghana Then, what did we do? Did we do any branding?
Well, that was branding.
And did we spend money?
That was, but what did you use?
It wasn't money. People sponsored.
Oh, really?
Yes, it was. This could have been sponsored. My sister, let us be very, very
sponsored
clear.
by who?
By companies. You know, those you see. We can
mention their names.
But Ghana, those Club Beer, Star Beer, Guinness. Please,
they did that.
You see, they can do good business by branding but not using the taxpayers' money.
Okay,
it's there.
By branding,
those days that you are talking about,
their adverts on the buses. That's what you mean.
That is it.
But you haven't told us how you funded the Ghana Then and Now.
That is what I'm saying. People came
companies.
Companies.
Okay.
We did not use the taxpayers' money to do this, and we can't do that. This is one-ton dissipation of the taxpayers' money. It must stop. The recklessness in this country must stop. This is what the other Ghanaians want to know. This is what we are all talking about. We're not fighting here. We are just saying things on principle. That if it's Amaleba's business, that he has 400 buses grounded down at his workshop, you take $1 million to rebrand vehicles, then leave the 400 buses. Is that what you want to tell me? Is that what he's telling all Ghanaians?
Those companies you took the money from to do the Ghana Then and Now, the monies could have also been taken to do something for the youth.
That is far better. That is far better than what they have done, because...
But it still comes back to money.
It doesn't come that...
And it comes back to solving...
Nana, you see what I'm saying?
Very pertinent issues.
You have to understand me.
I understand you to an extent.
You have to understand me. We did not use the taxpayers' money to do all this.
It came from somebody else.
That is it.
But we are using...
The state money.
From our,
that is it.
Our
this is what we are talking about.
Mr. Maliba,
that's the oil money.
It is false to say that they use private money to do that. There's no evidence of that.
It was sponsorship.
There's no evidence of that.
The documents are there. We can show you.
Do you have anything otherwise?
There's no evidence of that.
Do you have anything
otherwise?
All
we know is that they branded buses, did it Ghana Now and Ghana Before, whatever it is.
Ghana Then and Now.
And
it was
if today they call the branding reckless, that was also recklessness.
Oh no,
Now, if you say that those monies were given to you by the private sector, you ask yourself, at the time the private sector gave you those monies, did you resolve youth unemployment?
Of course.
You resolved youth unemployment.
But Jida was there. We brought Jida.
Did you resolve youth
unemployment?
But we brought Jida. So there were no people who were not employed.
Let this gentleman tell me one social intervention that they have been able to create in this country. He should tell me.
Okay.
Are you telling me that during your time there wasn't youth unemployment in this country?
Well,
is that what you're telling me?
There was. But
is that what you're telling me? So let me continue my submission.
Okay, go on.
Now, at the time you took the money from the private sector, even though I take it with a pinch of salt, you could have also used it in a more reasonable way to deal with the youth unemployment. If you are in a country, or in your house, let me say your house, and you are not capable of feeding yourself, somebody brings you money. You say that this money is not coming from my own resources. So let me use the money in a reckless way, because bus branding has become reckless. So let me use it in a reckless way. Is that what you're telling me? That private sector gave you, but because it is private sector, you use it recklessly? Because we have now come to agree on this table, per your analysis, that bus branding is reckless. Is that what you're telling me? That you can collect private sector money and spend it recklessly by branding buses?
They were just advertising their companies.
Look at you.
It is true.
You see? So the point is that...
they were just advertising their companies.
The point is that...
And there wasn't any government money that was used. What we are saying is that, Amaliba, we want Ghana's money to be spent in the right direction. We don't want recklessness in discipline in our expenditure. The other Ghanaians is what we are talking about. Now, this money could have even used. I'm telling you, you should mention one social intervention that the NDC has been able to achieve. Just one social intervention. We brought in Jida, this MMT. A whole lot of social intervention.
Should I give you one?
Just name one.
Let me even give you two.
Just name one.
Or even three.
Or maybe 4.
Free cocoa
Oh,
fertilizer.
What are you
talking about?
Look at it.
Look at you.
Look at you. Look at this. I'm watching you.
Look at you.
When
so
we're living,
free fertilizer farmers.
Free
social intervention.
And cocoa is declining. Cocoa is declining.
Free fertilizer.
What are you talking about?
You say I should mention 3.
When we
let me mention 1, 2.
When we took over 2,000.
Okay,
it was 2.
Let him answer your question.
2. Let me answer your question.
Okay, 2.
Free social intervention. School standards.
What is this?
What is what? You don't know.
When?
The standards.
You don't know.
The standards for the
You don't know.
children.
You don't know. School free standards.
Chia.
What is chia? Chia is where? Here. Look. This Sir John was even reading this afternoon.
This is good.
Yes.
Okay, the third one.
3.
Anyway.
The third one.
You're thinking about it.
No, I had it.
Now you've mentioned.
Uniform.
Free uniforms.
You know that.
Mention more.
You know that.
Is that a social intervention?
Yes. It's not social intervention. You don't know what is social intervention?
Of course it is a social intervention.
I'm surprised. I'm shocked.
Of course
but
it
even
is.
the schools we are building.
You know something.
The schools we are building. The E-blocks we are building. That's social intervention.
Okay, Mr. Maliba, I think you've given us enough.
More than
2,000. The metric tons of cocoa was 300,000 metric tons. When Kufu was living, it was 750,000 metric tons. Because of what? The social intervention that we brought in, the mass cocoa spraying.
That is a lie.
And you took over power.
That is
2009. You had 1 million tons.
That is a lie.
It is the good work of MPP that
cocoa.
gave you the 1 million tons. Because from 300 to 750 metric tons, it shows the kind of leadership we exhibited in Ghanaians, in the cocoa farmer. And we're able to, from 300 to 750 metric tons. Now, for 750 metric tons, when you came in just 1.5 years, you had 1 million metric tons. Now, this 1 million metric tons is not the work of NDC. It is the work, the good prudent measures of the NPP by the mass cocoa spraying that brought in the 1 million metric tons. Now, tell him it is now gone down to 600,000 metric tons. And we are importing cocoa from Cote d'Ivoire. And you don't feel ashamed of what you are saying. You are telling me social intervention. These are the social interventions that brought in massive returns on a cocoa exportation.
I am
and
ashamed.
Now what are you saying about it?
I am ashamed that
it has come to 600,000 metric tons.
I am ashamed
and
that
now we are importing cocoa from Cote d'Ivoire.
I am ashamed.
Are you ashamed of yourself?
I am ashamed that your government will claim that you increase production. You increase the production of cocoa. When indeed the facts are that Ivory Coast was at war. Cocoa was smuggled from Ghana. Ivory Coast was at war. So cocoa was smuggled.
So you're saying they took advantage of the war?
Exactly. That is it. And so you don't say that it is your government that boosts cocoa.
In the agri sector,
it is a palpable lie.
It
was a war at Ivory Coast.
No.
What you're basically saying is that the war was a blessing for Ghana.
They smuggled the cocoa through here. It was not your hard work.
Let me tell you something.
So they didn't put in any shift at all.
You know something.
That did not
in the agri sector, before Kufuor was exiting, it was 7.9%. Now it is 0.04%.
That is a lie. I can tell you. Before you exited, you had negative 1.7%.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Before you exited,
Maliba, don't say this thing here. Ghanaians are watching you. It was 7.9%. And now it is 0.04%. What are you talking about?
Negative
the reports are there.
Gentlemen.
Negative 0.1%.
Excuse me.
We have brought it to positive.
But not 1%.
We have brought it
Mr.
into
Maliba,
positive.
Mr. Maliba, I think you need some more water. Okay, you need some more water in your glasses. Calm down.
More water.
Before I go for my quick fact, this message just came from a very good friend of mine who says, please let there be extra space between them all in case of any blows. I totally agree with you, Nana. Totally agree with you. Hopefully we don't get to that. But let's go for our quick facts about what the news was exactly today. right, you're welcome back to the show. I'll take some few messages from you, actually not few, a number of them, before we continue with our discussion. Awal Ishaku says, it is scandalizing to hear Mr. Maliba attribute Ghana's success story in cocoa production to political upheavals. Okay, Ohinebaki is actually having a laugh at some of the things Mr. Maliba has said. He actually can't stop, he can't end the emojis. The need to continuously challenge our teaching practices to pivot, focus on allocation of resources to change learning outcomes. Well, good contribution from you. We'll take more messages. This country is probably going back. How can Mr. Maliba tell us that bus branding is for a sense of nationalism? I really don't understand how Mr. Maliba can say that. Well, that's coming from you over there. There are more messages here. Let me just try and locate them. They are mixed up with our official tweets. Okay. Ohineba PK said, what's your evidence and what shows that the state money was used, Mr. Maliba, for the Ghana then and now? Okay. Somebody's also actually giving you a lot of fans. And Anaba, thank you for bringing Mr. Maliba to the studio. The NPP think that we don't know what happened during their time. There was corruption here and there. They should just give us a break. And it's coming from Frenu Amasan, who says he's texting from Pokua Ase. All right. Benjamin Yemo, who is becoming a regular tweeter, says, there's never a bad moment with Amaliba. What did I just tell you? That there's never a dull moment when you are around. He will quarrel around the issue with a substantive submission to the issue. Well, he's a lawyer, isn't he? Anyway, we'll go on. Mr. Maliba, what has the contract information got to do with national security? Well, he was just explaining that per the order, well, the information needs to be given about if there is an issue bothering on security, then the information can be withheld. He was just explaining. He never said that the information cannot be made public. And now please ask Mr. Maliba if he's justifying the rebranding with what NPP did. Well, I think I threw in that question. Isad Mankronu says that, well, Nanaba, please tell Honorable Joe Appiah that Ghanaians are very wise now. We will not allow the NPP to deceive us. Mahama Twaso, that's the hashtag he's using. I'm highly disappointed in Mr. Maliba. I thought you were going to use your law profession to expose this government, but you're doing otherwise. Well, those are just a few of the messages we have.
You know that when they came to power, they asked people to go and line up and register at social welfare centers. This is becoming
a sing song.
Now, when they came to power, all those people who line up and slept at registration centers did not have jobs.
They introduced JIDA.
And we brought JIDA.
They didn't have
They had the job in JIDA.
Well, that's the answer I just gave.
They had a job in JIDA. So what are you talking about?
If you are saying that
Mr. Maliba, that is your answer.
There's unemployment.
They queued, yes, there was unemployment.
There was unemployment in their time.
And they had a job.
There was unemployment in their time.
Yes, there will always be unemployment.
So why is he saying that?
There's unemployment everywhere in the world. Yes, but that is why we elect leaders, so that you can reduce the rates for us. So in response to that, they created JIDA.
Yeah, JIDA, which is not backed by law.
Who told you it's not backed by law?
So there was law.
And they
don't even know that it was not backed by law.
You
didn't even know that
they were working.
You didn't know that it was not backed by law.
You kept regularly.
That's what I'm saying, that you didn't even know that. You're asking me as if you didn't know that there was no law.
But
you agreed that there was no law.
Law or not, it created jobs, didn't it?
And you came
they had modules that created jobs for people, provided them with skills.
There was an amendment, and it went through.
So I'm saying
honestly, there was job for the boys. There was job for the youth, for JIDA.
We have restructured the system,
right,
and we have provided a law backing it. So
thank you very much for doing that.
And not make it look like it is only in this period that people have gone into prostitution because there's no work. People have gone into stealing because people were stealing in your time because there's no work.
Unprecedented this time.
You understand?
It's unprecedented this time. It's too much.
Okay, can I ask you two a question? It's probably not related to this. Okay. Don't you think that some people who are unemployed get upset and pick up arms and whatever implements to go and rob here and there? Because every time they're hearing the NPP and the NDC banter who is more corrupt. Because you give us the impression that politicians are really corrupt. That is the kind of impression you give. Because the NPP accuses the NDC of being corrupt. The NDC accuses the NPP of being corrupt. It's become a challenge between the two of you. You are giving us the impression that politicians are corrupt. So the ordinary Ghanaian who's sitting down without a job, going hungry for a number of days, picks up a gun because he thinks that the resources are not getting to them. Isn't that true?
upon the performances of these two
It
administrations.
is true. But why do you
For the
accuse
8
yourselves
yeah,
each
no,
time?
8 years, and the kind of money that they have got. When you're talking about recklessness in the NDC, it's unprecedented. That's why the youth are very, very, very annoyed this time. You know something? For 8 years, NDC had 220 billion Ghana cedis. For 8 years of NPP, we had only 20 billion Ghana cedis. So look at this quantum of money. 220 billion against 20 billion. These same 8 years. What are we talking about? Look at the monies, and you have an oil economy. Oil economy. And look at the breakdown of the economy.
Oil economy
That is
doesn't mean roses.
That is it. We had oil.
Look at Nigeria.
That is it. And
Look
now,
at neighboring Nigeria.
And now, you put Ghana into such a state.
Honorable
understand me?
Joapia, does an oil economy
respond
ensure
to him.
roses in paradise?
You understand? We have oil economy, and what is these are the reckless. You know, this money that I'm talking about, the $1 million, is from the oil.
Of course, of course, it is.
And capacity building. They put in $200 million, $150 million for capacity building for what? People are hungry. Ghanaians are hungry.
But
The youth are not getting
training.
jobs to do. And you are using $150 million, $200 million for capacity building for what? $200 million can initiate good policies that can bring jobs to the youth. And you want to use it for capacity building. This is what the youth are talking about in this country.
Okay.
And this causes part of the recklessness we are talking about.
For 8 years, under the MPP.
Mr. Mele, but before you go on, can you just address the issue I raised?
Of what?
About this back and forth, the accusations of who is more corrupt than the other. The stealing allegations.
I don't think that there's any argument that is made on any platform that one party is more corrupt than the other. The argument has always been that we are not corrupt and we are utilizing the resources judiciously.
But they say
from
you are
our
corrupt.
side.
And you also say they were corrupt.
So we are saying that, look, what we are doing can be seen by people. I'm sure he drove through the Kwame Nkrumah Circle. He has seen it. I'm sure he has seen the e-blocks.
That is actually becoming
don't go there at all.
a tiring example.
Don't go there at all.
Will you make my point?
Okay, make your point.
Please,
don't go there at all.
Please allow him.
Second interchange. Don't go there at all.
Let me make my
Well,
point.
it's coming up nicely. It is coming up nicely.
I will tell you why.
We are saying that, yes, we have provided infrastructure development. You can see it. Water services, health facilities, they are there to be seen. And that is not a government that is neck deep in corruption. 8 years of their regime, they had debt forgiveness. They were not servicing debt. These people.
And limited resources.
I'm saying that 8 years, debt forgiveness, free. These people. When they were living, what did they live with?
These people.
KVIPs. KVI and HIPIC projects. Compare their HIPIC schools to our massive E-block. Elephant-like E-blocks. And they are Lilliput HIPIC schools.
Umbrella-like HIPIC schools?
No.
Right.
I choose my words, don't choose them for me.
I'm
now,
sorry.
if you are saying that we have resources, look at the price of crude now. We didn't enjoy it because crude has fallen.
That is the best.
When you look at gold,
Doesn't
gold
that
prices,
help here?
gold prices have come
That's not
down.
helping you.
Gold prices have come down.
You see?
Cocoa is not doing well either. And yet, if you look at the skies of Ghana, it's like one big
you have
construction
collected
zone.
more taxes than
You
any
understand?
other.
But we are developing. There was no water at Adenta. Those who are in Adenta will tell you, there's water now. Nana Akufo-Addo's backyard, we have provided water.
His backyard.
His backyard at Achem, we provided water.
Chebi.
Yes.
I hear Chebi has always had water.
No, we provide. Look at it here. We provided water to them.
So you try this agreement.
Is that the
there's
be
water.
all? Is that the be? This is the
Yes.
be all.
They have not been able to contradict any of these things. These things are reality, and people can see them. None of them have been able to contradict these things.
Okay.
So, if you look at the resources that we have, and to whom much is given, much is expected. The rich hospital you are now seeing now, It's a completely new edifice. You've seen it. We are not going to talk about the hospital that is coming up at the University of Ghana. So, yes, much has been given us, much is expected, and we are delivering much.
Okay. Honorable Joe here.
Yes,
your turn now.
Nanama, you know what is happening in this country? When we're in power, what is infrastructure? We did a lot more than what NEC is doing. The $20 billion we had, the kind of infrastructure we were able to, put up into this country was unprecedented. You know what John said when he was the vice president?
That is also becoming a very tiring line.
No, because you were building KVIPs. If you were building airports like we are building, the president would have said
exercise in mediocrity.
My brother, you were
because
talking
they were
Is that it? Is that the line you're looking for?
I mean,
they were building
I gave you
KVIPs.
all the chance to
They were
So
building
allow him
KVIPs.
to
allow
make
me.
his point.
They were
Please,
building
Mr.
KVIPs.
Maliba,
Joma
thank you.
said all these projects are exercise in mediocrity.
Because you were building KVIPs.
You see, I believe in law of karma, cause and effect, and now it's just on him. My sister, you know what is happening in this country? Is there value for money? We have done more infrastructure, more project than you.
Why do you
When we're taking over from...
Honorable Joe, I'll let you continue, but the tune has been changing. In the past, we were told he was doing nothing with the money. When it became obvious that indeed they're investing in infrastructure, then the issue of cost
They have never...
came up.
They have...
What is the
NDC had
what
never-
is the actual
My sister,
argument of the
NDC had
NPP?
never invested in infrastructure. No.
We have
Never.
No.
You didn't pass through the
Never.
airport.
Oh, please, let me make my point, sister.
Never.
Never. If you're talking of infrastructure, on the NPP administration, even road network, when we're leaving power, when
Akufo-Addo told a lie.
Please, oh, he didn't tell a lie. The
And
records are
the records are there.
Please,
He was exposed.
Mr. Maliba,
there
let
must
him
be
make his
decency
point.
on.
He was exposed.
Mr. Maliba,
decency
please.
in this
In
program.
fact, when you were interrupting me, there was
I
no
stopped
decency.
interrupting you. We want
So
decency.
also take it.
So don't interrupt me.
So don't talk
Okay.
about decency.
All
All
right,
right,
decorum.
fine.
When
Mr.
you
Maliba,
were
you've dished
interrupting
enough.
me,
Mr.
Mr.
Maliba,
Maliba, you have dished
decorum.
No, but
enough.
he's insulting.
You-
No, I'm not insulting.
You are
but
insulting.
I'm not
You are
insulting.
insulting. When you were
because I
interrupting me,
stopped
was
and
that
I didn't
decency?
interrupt
Okay,
again.
Was
all
that
right.
decency?
Give it a chance.
Let's calm down.
When we took over 2001, the road network was 37,000 kilometers. We brought in 30 kilometers, bringing it to 67,000 kilometers. With all the hula balloons and the infrastructure, all the big works and all these lies, it's only 2,500 kilometers of the NDC. Talking of infrastructure. Sister, do you know what is happening? This rich hospital project that he's talking about, it came to the floor of that. It's refurbishment. Yes, I'm in parliament, I'm a lawmaker, and I'm telling you, you are not in parliament, you can't say,
The new buildings are.
It is refurbishment. It is
the new buildings there are refurbishment.
Of course, it's not a new project, it's a refurbishment.
But
Please.
I have been there. I've been to a rich
no,
hospital on many occasions.
What?
And what is happening there is not just refurbishment.
It is that is why
Okay,
that is how it came to
refurbishment,
parliament.
okay, fine. If it is
Now-
refurbishment, but
now-
we're seeing a totally new rich hospital.
Refurbishment and new project is quite different at all.
Yeah, okay,
Now,
fine.
let me tell you something.
Equipped with
This project is costing the taxpayer $290 million US.
Political quantity surveillance.
You know something? Yes. We have to be political
Quantity
and to
surveillance.
protect the public purse. And a businessman in Nigeria, Dagote, is putting up 1,000
this
beds.
comparison.
Imagine
Oh,
this
please,
comparison?
Okay.
I would follow that.
1,000 beds. In all the specification, it is glass on glass. That is an answer system. I am a glass manufacturer and a glass industrialist.
Okay.
So if I'm talking about glass on glass, that is the expensive in the whole world. We're talking of Anansi, the curtain wall alone. For that project, Dagote is putting up 1,000 beds with state-of-the-art equipments. It's costing him only $12 million. And you are telling me you are putting this up and we should praise you for the recklessness? And the crown agents told us that, yes, they have inflated it by $140 million.
Hasn't that been cleared?
It is
It
clear.
has been
That issue
No, it has not been
cleared.
clear,
It has been
please.
cleared.
Now you're
Wrong.
talking about a second interchange. China is doing it at 70 million, 2 kilometers.
China?
In the deep sea, yes.
Okay.
2 kilometers in the deep sea.
So it should be the same cost.
And a half, please, Nanama, 2 kilometers in a deep sea. This one is not even half a kilometer. $70 million, and you are taking $178 million. If you are telling me, transforming the lives of the people, you are putting up infrastructure, go to Kumasi, the airport. Concrete works and lighting system that could cost $4 million. They are taking the taxpayer $29.8 million. Is there value for money? What are we talking about here? So recklessness, you have been putting monies and taking our monies. This is what other Ghana is telling you, sir. What you are doing is not good. Because in the name of infrastructure, you are stealing our monies. So a project that can cost $4 million, you are taking $29.8 million, and you are telling me...
If a project is costing the Chinese government $70 million, the same thing or less
in a
done...
deep sea.
Okay, fine. I don't understand these things. I mean, I don't understand deep sea construction, on land construction, because I know nothing about them.
Look at the definition of this job. Look at the definition of this job.
What I'm saying is that the fact that it costs 70 million in China, it means that half a kilometer, as you put it, should cost less?
Of course. This place should have cost about $30 million. And now they are taking the taxpayer money, $170 million, and we should clap for you.
Okay.
Did he just say he's an architect?
He said
I'm a political conservator.
Okay.
He's got expertise in glass.
In glass.
I'm a political conservator.
So good.
Manufacturing.
Does he know that it is possible for a 4-bedroom house to cost more than a 22-room compound house? I will repeat it.
Okay.
Does he know that a 4-bedroom house can cost more than a compound house with 22 rooms?
Depends on the fitting.
Exactly. It depends on the furniture and fittings and the components in it. You just come here and start talking about.
I'm talking about Ketty Wallow. And there's no Ketty Wall in Rio. There's no Ketty Wall there.
Is the rule still to be decorous?
If I'm telling you,
is the rule still that we should be decorous?
Yes, you should decorous.
Okay. Let's go.
Thank you.
I stop, sir.
Now, the point is this. If you say Dangote has built a hospital and it costs this, so in Ghana, it must be the same or less. Did you ask whether Dangote got his land free of charge? Dangote is a cement manufacturer. Do you know whether he's providing free cement? Do you see some of these things when I'm talking about, I get angry because these are too elementary that you don't need somebody to even analyze them. You can't do those comparisons. Look, this rich hospital thing. Nana Akufo-Addo was on air on this matter. He got his fingers bent because the Crown Agency report, of which he's in Parliament, he knows about it, said that there was no inflation of that project. No. In fact, his own good friend, Nana Addo's own good friend, Koku Bako, publicly chastised Nana Addo on this matter. He's gone quiet. So if the big man himself has gone quiet, who are you to still be peddling that thing? Kaswa interchange. We told you that it is not the ordinary interchange that you know. It is going to come with facilities to develop the community. There are schools, there are day nurseries, there are toilets along the community to service the community. And we told you that the price you see is not just for the runabout or the interchange. You will not listen. You are right, Nanaba. When they lose the argument, they shift the goalposts. Anytime they lose the argument, they shift the goalposts. But there was a texter who told the two of us something, that Ghanaians are wise. Those who are in Adenta drinking the water know who cares for them. Those who are applying the road, the Kaswa people, who would eventually be the users of that road, know who is lying and who is not lying. But you can sit here and make your politics. The agrono ever form, we are providing for the people, and the people are seeing the
Mr. Malibu, I didn't think your tree was that good.
But they understood what I'm saying.
Agroniform.
Agroniform. The people know what I'm saying.
Okay. Would you want to come in briefly before I go on to the next thing I wanted to bring up before we wrap up? Honorable Joe Appiah.
What?
I said I asked if you wanted to come in briefly before.
Yeah, you see, my learned friend, he's talking. You see, at the end of the day, Ghanaians want the best. You know, Agroniform is what he's saying. We are all looking forward to seeing election that will not, disturb the people of this country, free and fair, transparent, So projects infrastructure will be able to do more than what I think NDC has done. And they're trumpeting with of course, with the little money that we had. And of course, their green book that is parading through all the...
Sir John was reading today. He liked it.
Through the buses and everything. I wouldn't say. At the end of the 7th November, Ghanaians will decide. They are very discerning. What we are discussing here, they are listening to all of us. You see, so projects fine. Your mama said it's such a mediocrity. And I believe in the law of karma, it has turned on him now. So if you are...
He says it was because you were building KVIP.
Oh, don't buy Maliba.
It's true.
Don't buy Maliba.
The roads, Ghana at 50, you took money and you were building toilets in bushes.
Now go and see Ghana at 50, the projects. Go and see Ghana at 50, the projects. Go and see. Now if you want to value these buildings. Okay. Is that KVIPs?
All right.
So if you can go to another topic.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. About the EC, yeah?
Yes.
It's not very
STL.
I thought you were also going to...
Okay, please, wrap up.
Oh, but you have wrap up.
Ghanaians should be
let's discuss another
careful for what they ask for. Nigerians ask for a change. And you go to Nigeria today, you see that people are saying that if they had known. Look at the opposition, which is in disarray. Can they manage the resources
Why did Nigerians tell you if they had known? Mr. Maliba, just focus on your argument.
Now, if you look at an opposition that cannot keep its house in order.
But you were in opposition at some point. Was it a mistake for you to
for us, we did not go into such chaotic situations in which they found ourselves.
Okay, Mr. Maliba, quickly, please.
Cudgels and then acid water and the party breaking apart. No. So for me, it is better you stay on track with the person you know, and he's delivering, and he'll get you where you want to get to.
The devil you know,
is better.
Really?
So NDC's house is in order. Is that what they tell you?
Your
house is burning.
We are better,
more than NPP.
Far better.
Our house is not in.
How is their house burning?
NDC. We are far better.
More than NPP.
The most stable.
275 concerts. We have problems in Ablekuma. We have problems in Ablekuma West. Of course, we know. Menshianov and a few other concerts. We have 275 constituencies.
So those two make no difference.
We are going to make
All right, let me move on to this one. The EC.
And you think you NDC, you don't have any problem.
All right, let's move on.
No. Very serious ones.
Okay. The EC.
And we know of all.
All right, thank you.
Yours are serious than us.
Right.
Sorry, madam.
The EC has said that it did not contract Superlock Technologies Limited, that's STL, to transmit election results as it is circulating in the media. Deputy Chairperson of the EC, Georgina Opoku Amankwa, said the Commission's dealings with the Israeli company is public knowledge, reiterating that the former EC boss, Dr. Kwadwo Afari-Gyan, had disclosed this to the public already. Of course, we have heard of the arguments or the discussion around the STL and its relationship with the EC, to the point that some were demanding that the EC comes clear on its relationship with the STL. Well, there we have it. The relationship details we were asking for is out now. Mr. Maliba, I'll start with you. And that story was actually taken off My Joy Online, by the way.
If I were the EC, I would not have bothered to even respond to this.
Why?
Two things. First, their relationship with STL is known because Afari-Gyan had made it public, and Afari-Gyan was the past chairman of the EC. So the EC, current EC, inherited that agreement, and we know the agreement which Afari-Gyan espoused. That's one. Two, because an interior minister had said that STL was transmitting results, because of that, EC should respond. Why don't you hold the interior minister responsible and ask him to prove? How can you accuse me of doing something and then you ask me to come and clear the air? I'm sitting somewhere. The EC is sitting somewhere. Somebody has made a statement. Then you call upon the EC, which is sitting somewhere, to respond to what somebody has said. If you are disturbed by those comments or the statement made by the interior minister, you hold the interior minister responsible. But the EC has already indicated the kind of relationship they have with the STL. But I know it's a polarized society. Because it's polarized, the impression is that if the EC doesn't talk, it means that it is on the side of one political party. So that's why the EC spoke. But the EC has spoken, and what they said is in sync with what Afarijan has always been saying, that their relationship is limited to 1, STL helping them to acquire the machines, the BVR machines, 2, servicing those machines, 3, training people to be able to operate those machines. Beyond that, there's nothing more. This matter can rest. We should allow it to rest. And the EC has finally spoken. But I didn't think that the EC was under any compulsion to talk, because already it has made it.
It's a responsive, it has a responsive chairperson.
Good, good. But this position was already made known to us a long time ago.
Well, but the questions were being asked again.
No, but how? So if I sit here,
we have to be reminded.
So if any minister,
was.
Tomorrow makes a statement about the GFA, we'll call the GFA to come and clarify. When another minister makes something about the House of Chiefs, we say House of Chiefs to talk. Is that how we are going to run this country?
Honorable Job here.
Yeah, you see, it's very unfortunate. Afarijan, the former chairman of the EC, says he has no business with the STL.
He didn't say that.
Oh, yes, he said it.
No.
Oh, Amariba, he said he has no business with STL. He said it. Now, the former chief of staff says the STL transmits results. Then, Baba Kamara, being the National Security Advisor, also says they have business with STL. So, when you look at all these things,
you left out the part where Mr. Obasanjo was there at some point.
Well, I don't know.
You don't remember?
Yeah, I don't.
During the 2012 elections.
When he came to Ghana, I know.
Okay.
So if the former electoral commissioner says he has no business with STL, and Abba Kamara comes in and tells us that they have business with STL, and the former chief of staff also says they have business with STL, Nanama, how do you equate all these things? It's very serious. We're talking about 27 million Ghanaians. We want transparency.
Well, the question has been answered now. Are you going to allow sleeping dogs to lie now?
So how do you answer this question? I listened to the lady, and I'm not happy.
You're not satisfied?
No, they will never be. They will never be.
Yeah, because, you see, we want transparency. We want transparency in this election. And this election...
And we've never had transparency.
Whatever it will take for us to all agree on the electoral process, we have to take it. That, the NDC, the NPP, all the political parties who are stakeholders. If the political parties are not there, the EC is also there. So we have to come together and make sure we bring out the best so that we have a credible, transparent election in this country. So this STL, the BVR machines and all these things, we have to look at the whole thing again. If the STL has to be we don't have to have any business of the STL. We have to, be very serious with all these things. So, my sister, we want transparency in this election. Whether I become the president next 2017, Ghanaians will go and sleep peacefully. So, this contradiction by Afarijan.
Well, you've heard it from the horse's own mouth.
Yes, and I'm not satisfied with the answer she gave.
What kind of answer are you expecting?
What answer did she give? What was the answer? She says they don't transmit results.
Election results.
But what they do is that they repair our BVR machines, isn't it? And the cameras. And Ghanaians don't want this kind of controversies in this country.
What controversies?
If it's the STL, if the STL is going to give us, it's not the only STL that can give us good election machines that the BVRs. We have paid so many companies.
And what is wrong with dealing with STL?
Yeah, if we dealt with STL and we knew what happened.
What happened?
Yes, they were transmitting results to the EC. And Afraja said no.
You saw them transmitting results.
That is what now Papa Kamara is saying that they transmitted. Now Papa Kamara and the former chief of staff said they were transmitting results. So you see the controversy. So is that the only STL that can give us good BVR machines? We have to be very serious in this country. We don't want any executive manipulation. We don't want any executive...
Where's the manipulation
That
from?
is it. We don't want... But you saw what happened in 2012. We don't want any... We don't want any executive manipulation. We don't want any executive interference in our...
What is executive manipulation?
Of course.
Where did the executive manipulation
But you saw what happened.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
The president, in his own wisdom, spoke to EC that we should allow EC to do its own work.
As
a father of the nation,
there's so much
that
pressure,
detention that is going on.
No, but if there is pressure,
my sister,
and he finds it unnecessary
the
pressure, at
people,
the end of the day, the buck stops with the president, doesn't it?
Yeah, but if you're a president, you have to be a father of the nation. The 5 eminent people, they came out that they want validation. 21 of their report, they want validation.
Oh, I listened to Professor Emmanuel Asante.
Oh, why should he even come on air?
He said,
if you are an eminent,
because you're accusing
you
them.
shouldn't have done that.
No, but why not?
Why should
you claim?
No,
why not?
You see that you see the hypocrisy on.
What is hypocrisy?
How is it hypocrisy?
Why should I have to come on air?
Why not?
Is it your business?
What?
No.
But you claim.
You see.
But you claim.
You see where the problems are coming from. My sister is very serious. Don't comment on this thing. It's very serious.
Oh, I will comment.
Yes, you are the host, but please.
I'm at sea.
It is very wrong for him to come. He has disappointed me.
Why?
Yes, because in his own wisdom, they brought the report that validation.
But
and now you are coming out to tell us no validation.
Where's the report? Where's the report?
Oh, I didn't bring the report here. So my sister, what is happening in this country, we don't want any executive manipulation. We don't want any executive interference in this process.
I don't recall when we've ever had an executive
as a father of the nation, what you have to do is to tell the EC woman
to do what?
Charlotte say that she should make sure Ghanaians, including the NDC, his own party, should be stakeholders in making sure.
And that is not executive manipulation.
My sister, what happened in the country? What is happening in this country? 2012, what happened? And now, it is getting to 6 months. We are going for election. And up to now, nothing has been done on the voter register.
What
do you want to do done?
Oh, so we should leave it like this? So, Almaliba, we should leave it like this?
There's exhibition.
What is exhibition?
Exhibition will come.
Oh, I see.
On the 28th, isn't it?
The exhibition is what you are looking for.
On the 28th,
that is not, the exhibition cannot give us credible voters register.
Okay, but that's according to you.
So there will be an agitation for the right thing to be done. So this one say we don't want executive manipulation.
But so you don't think what you are doing, exerting so much pressure on the EC, is manipulation?
We are telling her to do the right thing.
Which is the right thing? Do you decide what is right?
Let me tell you something. At the special budget meeting committee, I'm a member, and I used to talk to Charlotte. I told Charlotte, now about the validation. Why are you not doing the validation? You know what she told me? She said, no, you are here. If some people are disenfranchised, they'll take me to court.
That is true.
Then what is true about it?
It's true.
What
is true about it?
I mean, why do you have to disenfranchise anybody?
Who told you they'll be disenfranchised? Who told you? Who told that when someone is traveled and he does not validate, he doesn't come to see his name as validation? Do you have to remove his name?
So what's the use of the validation?
Do you have to remove his name? You don't have to remove his name.
So what's the use of it?
When he comes with a very credible information, you still insert his or her name in the
you remove it, then you come.
No, you don't have to remove it. You don't understand the meaning of the validation we're talking about.
So what's the essence?
So my brother and sister, what you are
essence?
saying is that we don't want any manipulation by the executive.
Okay.
And this is what they want to do.
Okay,
and we're not going to allow them.
Thank you for your submission.
Yes. I want to place on record that Dr. Afarijan never said that they have nothing to do with STL. This is Ghana Web. The title is STL Never Transmitted Election Result, EC. The portion that
Which date is this? Can you go back to the top?
This is April 2016, and they are quoting Afarijan here. Transmitting of results was never the work of STL, and Dr. Afarijan, former chairman of the commission, had always been emphatic on this fact, and the commission had never come out to say that Dr. Afarijan put out there was not true. So that is why the commission had not spoken, because we have given our position, and it had been made clear all the time around that STL never transmitted results of the commission of the election. Afarijan is on retirement. Let him rest. He never said that STL had nothing to do with the EC. So that is on record. The issue of changing or having a register change or validation. Let me ask them a question. Recently, they had a by-election at Achim North or South, JB Dankwa's place.
Ebuako North.
When the results were declared, they started jubilating. The question is, on which register were they jubilating? The bloated, disorganized, shredded, I don't know what word they want to use. On which register were they jubilating? Just last 2 weeks here. So the hypocrisy, the fact that they say that a register is not fit for purpose, and yet when that same register is used and they win, they jubilate. It's the hypocrisy of the highest order. Validation or no validation. There is, under our law, the CI 72 and the new CI, which requires that there will be exhibition. When you come and you feel that somebody's name is not supposed to be there, you fill a form, they'll expunge the name. Now, I don't know what the MPP wants from this EC. They want the EC to hand them over power on a silver platter. That will make them happy. But you see, whilst they are at it, whilst they are trying to run down the EC, we are on the ground. 2016, this year, November, when the results are declared and we are winners, then they will wake up from their sleeping slumber and say, no, we are not supposed to be declared winners. You have spent so much time just talking about the EC, and you have left your role to go and to the people and tell them your policies. Till today, we don't know the MPP's, what is it? Give me the word.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Their campaign message. Till today, we don't know.
How's that your business?
I am telling them that when they wake up and they see that John Mahama is being sworn in, they shouldn't get up and say that.
Of course, they have a campaign message.
Which is what?
Change.
No, their campaign message is Someshwe, me pamucho, monfotime, monsomeshwe.
Okay.
That's their campaign message.
On that note, I have to end the show.
Yes.
It's 8:30.
Yes.
Honorable.
Yeah. So what he's telling us about Afarijan and all these things, well,
I've proved you wrong here.
Yeah, you have not proven. I won't take yours.
Okay.
Oh,
You see,
it is not the be-all either.
But he's talking about the Achua election that we had. The 3rd March 2016, her leadership, the Chief Justice, gave a ruling that in fact, Abu Rahman case went to the Supreme Court. They want to notify the voter register so that there will be a carry voter before they can have the elections. But the legislature said, no, we should use the old album for the old voter register for the election. Then after that, if the validation takes place, then we can use. So it's not. We took it to Supreme Court by this year. So we can't just sit here and say we are happy and we use that.
You are jubilating over.
What will Mama tell the reckless? Tell the people.
All right, thank you very much. It's enough.
In this country.
It's enough. Thank you.
The broken economy.
It's enough. It's enough.
They say it's enough. It's okay.
The show has come to an end. Thank you very much. Honorable Justice Joe Appiah's Member of Parliament for Ablekuma North Constituency. Abraham Amaliba is a member of the NDC legal team. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you to all those who contributed to the discussion on social media. We'll see you same time next week. Thanks to Akosua V for styling me. My hair by Cookies Parlor. Coming up at 9, Tales from the Powder Room.